Right, exactly, not too many.
Someone picked up the phone.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
so
live?
we're good.
All right, it is December 1st, 2025. It's 6:22 p.m. I'll call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alicia, can you do roll call, please?
Yes, Steve Digalow.
Here.
Corey Miller.
Here.
Ian McDonald.
Here.
Lori Galargen. Here. Bruce Galargen.
Here.
Annie Erickson. Here. Matt Foucault.
Here. District mission, core values, protocol reminders are all listed on the agenda. Please review them, and when someone's ready, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion by Bruce, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Steve, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Anybody here for public comment? Seeing and hearing none, we'll move to item number 3, early graduation. A memo by Principal Probst.
Yeah, so I have on the agenda tonight from our senior class counselor, Sarah Stovig, 2 requests for early graduation. Their names are listed on there. I have the packets here, which I'm just realizing right now is just one of them. There's copies of that. I'll provide these for you to review because this will come back for approval at the next meeting. Essentially, students have the opportunity, if they are ahead on their coursework and they want to graduate early, they can put in a formal request, which requires them to write a letter. Their parents have to sign off on this. Both of these students, their parents have signed off on it. They have plans to either start working and to save money for college or to start post-secondary plans right away during second semester. So they have very well thought out plans and have good ideas for what they want to do. So we would both, the counselor and I would both support them with their request for early graduation.
Does anybody have any questions? I do have one question for you, and maybe for Dr. Grambo as well. How often do other districts see requests for early graduation? How common is it? And do you have any idea of like a ratio, you know, like
Yeah.
do we see this 2% or 10%? And how do we compare to others? Does anybody know that?
I don't have specifics. I know from my previous district, it happened with some regularity. It happened every year, there were always a few. Very similar to what Trent just described, students that were very driven and kind of powered through because they knew what they were gonna do. They kind of had their next steps planned. That's always been my experience, but that's just one other district, that's all I really know.
I'm trying to think back. I don't think we had anybody last year. And the reason that's what's fresh in my mind is when we were coming into the year, I asked Alicia, what's the board meeting date that we would typically bring that forward so we need to have it on our radar? And I don't think we had any last year, but the year before that we had a handful. So I think it is sporadic. But
Okay.
to answer your question about what other districts see, I truly don't know.
Okay.
But it's something I'd be happy to dig into to see what other schools see with it.
Yeah, I'm just curious, and I guess it kind of goes with, like when a request comes in, what's your take? Do you encourage that, or do you encourage them to stay in and graduate and walk with their class?
So, any of the students that do graduate early do have the opportunity to still walk with their class at the May ceremony itself. Really, I think it comes down to what the students' interests and passions and what their plans are, and what they feel and their family feels like the best fit for them is. One thing I always want to encourage kids is do they understand that the last couple of months of high school, are they going to be missing out on opportunities and experiences that you only get one time in your life? So typically when we see this come through, it's a kid that's not in a winter sport or a spring sport or activity where if they choose to graduate early, then they would forfeit those opportunities.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have something else on that?
I was gonna say, it has become more prevalent or readily available with virtual education because kids can double up, take more classes, take advanced classes more quickly now than they used to be able to.
Excellent, that'll come back December 15th. If anybody has any questions in the meantime,
I'm
reach out.
making copies of these and leave them with you guys so you can have them to review for the next meeting. Or realize that.
Thanks. Item number 4, superintendent report.
All right, so just a couple things, referendum invoices, we just have the one in there for your review. Go into the next topic, which is the district calendar. This is just a draft of the calendar for next year, 26-27. What it represents is work that we've done with the calendar committee, pulled the calendar committee together. We had 13, 14 folks, certified staff, support staff, office personnel. For the most part, it was the same committee that previously existed, and brought them together, looked for some input, but for the most part, took the 25, 26 calendar, said, let's just move it forward, look at the dates. Not a lot of significant changes, for a couple reasons. One, I didn't want to jump into a bunch of changes without a lot of history. Secondly, the last survey that was done with families was done just 2 years ago. I would like to, about every 5 years, conduct a family survey on calendars. Calendars is one of those things that impacts everyone, not even just families, staff, students, but also the community at large actually is impacted by a school calendar. So about every 5 years, do a comprehensive survey, bring that data back, look for trends. If we do it every year, what you tend to get is people that were upset with one issue on the calendar, then they're gonna voice their opinion, and then the next year you're gonna get the other half of the people that will voice their opinion, get a little ping-pongy. So about every 5 years, bring it back to the board, look for advice from you. What are things that you'd like to see structurally? Like, are there big things that you'd like to see us move in a certain direction? Then we make those adjustments. But, so we're not looking for approval, really looking for your feedback and questions about this calendar that you have in front of you.
I'll start. I talked to Dave already earlier today, just after this came out. And my question was, can we move our last day of school to May 28th, right? It's before Memorial Day. We're losing 3 instructional days essentially. So that was my request, and I talked to them already about it, but I want to make sure you guys are all on the same page. That was my observation. You know, when we fall in that second week of June, 7th, 8th, obviously it's different, but looking at this, I would love to see us end our school year in May before Memorial Day, if we at all possibly can.
We do that already, don't we? If we don't end up meeting the days for weather?
No, there's the,
Last year? Year before?
No, we did
probably
because of
during construction.
construction.
It's typically when so this summer slam, you concentrate as much as you can. So a couple things. So first of all, we probably couldn't just forego the instructional days, but it is still possible within this calendar to make that work. What we'd have to do is take days that are off or take professional learning days, reinstate them as instructional days with kids, and then be flexible with those other days. So actually, because Matt did bring up this question earlier, so we took a look. Like if we have a professional learning day, March 15th. It's the day after spring break. Easily make that a student contact day. There'd still be a full spring break. Find one other day that likely would be a Monday after some time off, maybe that October 19th day. Make those student contact days, and then add one professional learning day at the end of the school year. So teachers would still come back that Tuesday and Wednesday, but kids could be done. So can it be done? Absolutely can be done. So interested to hear everyone's take on that. And if that's something that generally you'd like us to see us move to, we can take a look and see what we can do.
Any feedback from you?
And maybe one thing before I didn't make it clear, the reason we only have 2 inclement weather days built in. So I wouldn't recommend removing, I honestly, very rarely will hear me recommend removing instructional time. I think we need to maximize instructional time, so very rarely would I advocate for less instructional time, but we can be flexible with professional learning. We only have 2 days built in, so if we had 2 snow days, after that we'd have to make them up because there's instructional minutes that are required by state law that we have to meet. And we'd be up against that at the high school level already with just 2.
2 days normal?
For a school calendar, you mean? Or for us?
Well, for us, has it been 2 days?
I believe so. I only really know this year. I'm not sure in the past how that's been done.
Dave, what is August 31st?
August 31st.
Because you say first official day is September 1st, but that's a Tuesday, so and then no school on the 28th.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Let me write down, what is August 31st? Because I'm not, I'd have to look at what I need to do is look at the count days.
I think it's a jump start day, and
Yeah,
That
Felicia
would-
has the 25th,
Yeah.
26th, 27th as jumpstart days.
I think it might have been actually a miss in counting days when we transferred the calendar over. So, yeah, so let me look, what I'd have to do is count up how many days we counted in August, like if that was counted as a student contact day and a teacher contact day when we counted them, or if it was just missed, and I'm not sure.
Can that count even before the official start of school?
It can count as teacher contract, it can't count as instruction.
Oh, got it, okay.
Those summer school days can't count in your instructional total, but they can count as like, of the 192 teacher contract days, it could work as that. So like that could be a day we could make another PD day, and then that would work. There is 31 days in August, right? Yeah.
30 days.
Okay, just making sure it wasn't that, it doesn't even exist.
So one of the things this year that I remember happening, we talked about high school conferences, middle school conferences. The 15th, there was 3 other things going on that night, and we had so many teachers not attending that night of conferences. How do we,
We had so many parents not attend.
well, parents, teachers, whatever, yeah, because they had multiple things. But there was a lot of teachers not around for
I
people as well.
remember talking to parents not
Well, I
attending.
think both. Because there was volleyball or soccer. there was-
So you're saying maybe move that to not being a high school day?
I'm just trying to think,
Or just verify what else might be there, right?
yeah, if we're looking
Yep.
at what we're doing on when we're scheduling activities, I know there's only so many
Yep.
days, but if we're gonna have conferences on the night, how do we get around, if we're really pushing to have as much involvement and engagement, as high success rate as possible,
Yeah.
we can't have it on a night where, do we push it a week further so you're into playoffs, or, I don't know, or we look at the school saying we're not doing anything on that night, the
Mhm.
night of conferences, like
Yep.
making anything with the athletic or activities, they're not having anything on at least high school, middle school conferences.
Yeah.
Just something to, I don't know how you do that, but.
Yeah, there's some things we can look at for sure. And actually, as you bring that up, I want to make sure I mention this. So it was Troy is on our calendar committee. He actually couldn't be at the meeting, but he shared some feedback. And from his perspective, one of the things he'd like us to look at would be alternating spring break, kind of for the same reason, so it doesn't impact, spring break will impact the same sports if you land on the same week of the year, whether it's gonna be end of spring or end of winter, beginning of spring season. So,
Well, I'm wondering when activities start next year with Labor Day being so late.
yep,
I guess we pushing things later, so like that conference is on the 15th, maybe, I don't know. I'm just looking at whatever's going on that night.
yeah, try to minimize the impact
Yeah.
on, yep. That's great. And so we're meeting tomorrow with our admin team, so we'll take this feedback and get to it right away, so that's helpful.
Anything else on the calendar?
Well, I don't necessarily feel strongly that we dismiss by Memorial Day. And whatever the staff feels is the most appropriate way to use professional learning days, to have them scattered throughout the year.
Yep.
If that is seen as more beneficial for our staff,
Mm-hmm.
then I think that should be the priority rather than dismissal by Memorial Day.
Sure. And it's a good point, Lori. If we were like really low on professional learning days, I would be really concerned about that, but we're not. We have a lot of professional learning days built in, which is fantastic. From my perspective, that positions us really, really well to address the things we need to address to get the results where we need to get them. So I'm not overly concerned, because this year already we did the flexible PD days. We had them actually over winter break this year, so they're upcoming. Because the way Christmas landed, we would have had odd like 1-day weeks on either end. So to allow for a full 2-week break, we created some flexible professional learning. I feel comfortable that we would have enough. I agree though, that is something staff shares in terms of their input. I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm guessing if we bring this back to the calendar committee, if we replace it with flexibility, they would be in favor of it versus replacing it with like just building them up at the beginning or end. But a combination, I would anticipate they would be generally favorable, but I'd want to find out for sure.
Okay.
Anything else?
I agree with considering the later start with because Labor Day is a good idea. But yeah, default to your and combined teacher input for what's best for prioritizing academic success.
Back to you.
Excellent, all right, appreciate that. District website, just some updates on the district website. We had a really productive meeting with Apogee, and the representative from Apogee was actually Alicia, and Sarah and I met. Just now that we've had them for a while, like looking at how can we make our website even more effective. And we had a lot of ideas, and we thought, oh, these are gonna be like kind of pie in the sky ideas, and we got a lot of, oh yeah, we can do that, oh yeah, we can do that. It was it was very flexible, we felt really good. When you think about a website, Facebook is really good for people that already know us. Like, I wanna know what's happening, the good news in the district, I'm already connected with Somerset, I'm gonna go on Facebook and find that out. But if you're shopping for school districts, first thing you're gonna do is go to the website. So we wanna make sure that external stakeholders, when they look at it, it's telling who we are, it's highlighting what's important to us, what makes us special, it's visually appealing, it's easy to navigate. And I think all the decisions that were made in the setup of the website made sense, but you have to let it sit for a while and see how people interact with it, and then we can look at it again. So taking a fresh look. But then also, like internal stakeholders, we need to make sure that if someone wants something and they're already connected, they can find it easily. One of the problems with, and I would say most school websites, is they get a little too complicated with navigation. We have at least 3, if not 4 different levels of navigation on our website. We got that little bar at the top, that's Explore, thank you, Explore, Schools, Translate. Then we've got that District Home, Department, Students, Families, More. Then if we scroll down, we got the button bar of Enroll Now, Employment. It's tough to know where to go. Like, if I just want this, whatever that this might be, it would be difficult for people to know. So what we did is we explored other districts that use Apogee. I would recommend taking a look at Fond du Lac. They have, I think, a pretty effective website, same platform, and also Sarasota in Florida. Those are 2 that we looked at, and there was a lot that we liked about what they had to offer. So the recommendations will be making some changes, nothing real substantive, but as an example, that top Explore is confusing. Like, I don't know, like I'm saying from my own standpoint, like I don't know what that means. So that's going to change to Enroll, because that's one of the first things we want someone, when they come here, we don't want anything in the way of them knowing what to do to enroll. So that's what that's gonna change to up there. A few things where the bars will move as you navigate so you don't lose sight. Like, I saw this menus and now I don't see it anymore. So some fixes that way. We'd like to have a video on the front page instead of a static image. And then a little more flexibility with our ability to change the images, but then link those images not just to, like, right now the images are really nice pictures of stuff, but there's a story behind all those, and we want the story to be there too. Like, how does that story link to our district mission? How does that story link to what makes us special? So a little bit more meat to the webpage. So that's next step. We're also really excited to know that Social Schools for EDU, they've been doing fantastic work. They really do a nice job of helping us get that positive message out. They are now going to be able to take, and you can see one already, it's there. See that school district Somerset about 5 hours ago, the story of the 4th graders? That was posted on Facebook and then automatically went into our live feed. So teachers and staff members don't have to distinguish, like, is this something that's more newsy for the webpage or is it a celebration for Facebook? Social Schools for EDU is gonna do that automatically. So now our live feed on our webpage won't have stuff from like 6-8 months ago. It'll be fed by the most recent highlights. So super excited about that. Again, very impressed with Apogee. Their customer service has been fantastic, and actually Social Schools for EDU, great partners. They've been wonderful to work with. So more on that, you'll see some changes. Nothing big, but be on the lookout. And then, next one, exciting, the WASB delegate. We'll need to determine we will need to determine who the WASB delegate will be. The WASB delegate is who gets to vote for the resolutions. The resolutions are now out. We'll discuss the resolutions at the next work session. We'll vote on the resolutions at the regular session in January. And then the WASB delegate brings that recommendation to the delegate assembly where members from all districts throughout the state are present. So right now, we've got Lori, Danny, and Matt attending conference, so it'd be one of them would be the delegate, so we can determine that, so be thinking. If you wanna make campaign posters, you can do that ahead of time and see who wants to do that. Someone's already dropped out, so it's between two. And there's a delegate assembly the day before, but our job will be to review those recommendations. So WASB offers recommendations, it's our job to consider those and offer our input on how we feel about those resolutions, and then our delegate will bring those forward.
So when will we do that, the first work session, January?
First work session is when we can determine either, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
Well,
where
we need it on the agenda, because we do need to vote on it.
We do need to vote on it, yeah, to have that delegate. I guess, did they say they wanted to, now I'm saying it, they wanted as soon as possible, didn't they? You're gonna give me the look, like, you forgot all about this, Dave, yep.
Get that squared away tonight, that
Yeah.
would be helpful.
So, that's right, WASB asked us to let them know who the delegate would be, so we would like to do a rock, paper, scissors tournament. Best 2 out of 3, or,
And we're okay with no action?
you don't need to, no, you don't,
It's not action,
yeah.
okay, all right, very good.
yep.
Do we discuss those issues to be voted on ahead of time?
Yes, yep, so the next work session in January, that's where we'll discuss them. So what we'll do, there's 13, I think it sounds like. We'll offer our input, like if it's super curriculum based, then Sarah will offer input. If it's sort of pupil service stuff, then Jesse will. If it's business, Rod will. We'll offer some background and like how we think it would impact the Somerset School District. That will always be our take. Our take will not be what's great for the state of Wisconsin. That's what their job is. You're gonna get the general. We're going to give you how we think it impacts us. That's the feedback you'll get from us on the resolution.
So we'll talk about 2 times, the
Yes.
first meeting in January and then vote 2 weeks later, so you'll have some time to
Yeah.
think and research.
And then, just so everybody knows, these resolutions are what WASB uses to lobby for,
Yeah, yep.
legislate, all that good
Yeah, it
stuff.
creates their whole advocacy agenda for the year. And then actually not just for the year, like there's ongoing, like there's a booklet of like 208 resolutions. It's all of them cumulatively. Some of them are annual, some of them are ongoing.
Who was the delegate last year?
I always.
You were?
Mhm.
You want to do it this year?
I'm
Rotate?
indifferent. Really, if Lori wants to do it, she was fantastic. I watched her last year, she was great, so, but I certainly don't mind doing it. so.
Yeah, that's fine with me. That Danny be the delegate.
Well, I just thought you were last year, if you want to, if you don't want to, then, I mean,
I'll be the delegate.
Okay,
all right.
all good with that? All right. Got it, Alicia?
Thank you so
I
much.
did not fail
Do you
you.
get like?
It was close, though.
Hey,
It was
ribbon?
real
I'm guessing
close.
you get a delegate ribbon?
Matt wants to do it.
No, I don't, no.
At a paddle.
You get a, oh, well, okay then. I'll come watch and then I'll
You don't
decide.
get to keep it.
I was
You'll
like,
use it to back
All right, anything else?
That's all I've got.
All right, next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. The personal update, there's nothing there, but there's stuff in the athletics personnel, I think, and sick bank. Is there a motion to approve any or all of this?
I'll approve item 5A2 and B1.
I'll second.
Get the first and second, is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
So, just real quick, what you just approved in the sick bank, slight adjustment to past practice, and I want you to understand what we did there. First of all, the sick bank is a wonderful way to be flexible with employees and be generous. So, if someone has an unexpected medical emergency and they need to take time, others can donate time up to 10 days. But what's always happened, that's been like, if it happens and you've run out of your time. We had a staff member, very valued staff member, that actually did not run out of time, but had an unexpected emergency surgery and has been always very responsible with their time. And because of that, ran out and has no time ahead. They actually went deficit 1.5 days. But what we're granting here is 5 days. Typically it's 10, but it's what they need to, whether it's the medical treatment, a surgery, whatever that might be. In this case, it's more of an insurance policy. If they have something happen this year, they don't have to go into pay deduct. But those days don't roll over. So we're gonna adjust that language to be very clear and specific that if it happens, and we're talking about something that happened during the school year and that will run you out of your days, that we will allow a sick bank up to 5 days that don't roll over. So just a little bit of clarity to make sure that that the benefit is doing what it's intended to do, which is value responsible use and being able to support one another.
That's good. Item number 6, general information. Next meeting is December 15th. It's a regular session, listening session 30 minutes prior. Item number 7, district celebrations. Danny?
Let's see, my fourth grader really enjoyed Balloons Over Broadway last
Mhm.
week. It looked like a really great activity. I had a couple of friends that were there watching the kids, and the Thanksgiving parade, and fun week last week.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Bruce?
Just there's a lot of activities going on weekly. Check out the website for what's on the calendar. We've already started, we've had a few home events, so it's been fun to get to see them. And always, my favorite time of year is listen to the live stream if you can't attend. Those guys are great.
Yeah, they are.
Lori?
Yep, we have 3 home events this week. A girls' basketball game on Tuesday, a boys' basketball game on Thursday, and the cheer showcase on Friday. And please remember to buy your 50/50 tickets and support scholarships.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they nailed it. Corey?
Just really enjoyed the first performance in the rec center. The music guy was really cool to experience that. Thanks to all who put time and effort into it.
Steve?
I've got nothing tonight.
And I've got nothing either. It's been covered. I appreciate it. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Yes.
Motion by Bruce. Is there a second?
Second.
A second by Corey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, means adjourned at 6:49.
Yeah.